Hi there, YouTube family. It is Joni from Smilin' Shrinkin', and I'm coming to you guys today on Thursday, June the 14th, 2018. I am a revision surgery weight loss person. I had um, my high weight was 378. My day of surgery weight for the duodenal switch was back in August. I want to say it's like August 5th, 2016. My weight that day was 325.5. My goal weight for after having the DS, I got down to 178 and was maintaining that for 5 months. Then right before I had plastics, I dropped a quick 8 pounds. So when I had my plastics, I was 170. And as of today, I'm about just, I don't even remember. I'm like 6.5 months out since plastics, and I'm maintaining between 146 and 148. This morning I was 146.6. Last week I actually got up to 150, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And then I started my lady time and went, oh, that makes so much sense. So, as soon as I finished up, boom, right back down to 146. So I was very pleased to have that happen. I was writing some notes. I've been thinking about making this video for about a week now, and wanted to kind of wait until my friends were done with their plastics so that I wasn't competing for people who, have limited time. But I've really been thinking about what is so different. And so I think I might make a title for this video. I'm not sure, but I was really thinking about what is different for me, because those of you who aren't as familiar with my story, back in 2008, I had a lap band surgery. And before I had that surgery, my high weight was 390. And I shared a few pictures of back in those days, just in the last couple of days on Instagram. And I think I will put a couple of those pictures in right here. Give me 1 second. I wish I was better at this. Anyways, when I had the lap band, I worked really hard. I was able to lose down to about 250 pounds. I maintained there for just such a short while, and then started gaining again. And then I worked hard and dieted and lost over 100 pounds on two more times. So 4 times before the DS, I've lost over 100 pounds. This time, I have lost 232 pounds, I believe it is, right now. And I was thinking about how I am maintaining right now and how wonderful that is to be maintaining right now. And I was thinking about what are some of the things that are different this time around, and I thought I would share that with you guys. So in my notes I made, I would say the very first thing that is different on this part of the journey than what it has been in times before that is that I am staying plugged into the weight loss community. I know that before, when I was losing weight, of course, I was sharing with other people who were going through the same experience. But kind of once I got down to where I felt comfortable, I felt better in my skin, that kind of thing, I just kind of quit making it my focus. And then, of course, as you start to have a regain, I'm sure I'm not alone, but I kind of pulled away from the community, thinking, even at times, my surgeon, and I just thought, oh, well, if I could just lose 20 pounds, then I could go back and get his help. Oh, if I could just lose this weight, then I could jump back in and not be embarrassed, not be whatever. When really, the struggle is real. Regain happens. Life happens. Usually for me, it's always because, and I'm so happy that it doesn't become my number one focus. So I would say that is my number one best thing that is happening this time, that is different this time, is that I am staying plugged in with this wonderful community. Number 2, I am keeping focused on making sure I hit my protein goals, and that vitamins are still just an absolute non-negotiable. when I had the lap band, I was supposed to take vitamins, and I kind of did for the first maybe 3 or 4 months, and then it just kind of dropped off. Luckily, that was a weight loss tool that was just used. What's it called? Such a ding dong moment. Sorry. Restriction. Restriction was your only part of your tool. Kind of like the VSG, although the VSG is a very physical restriction with your tummy size, which I also have that smaller tummy, although mine is a little larger because of the DS. But that I didn't malabsorb. So I guess in my brain I kind of justified it and said, well, I don't really need the vitamins because I'm still absorbing all my nutrients. Well, it's kind of hard to hit all your nutrient goals when you're not eating a normal amount of food. So I am excellent about taking my vitamins. Have not missed a dose since I started. Number 3, and I think maybe I'll switch this and put it at the end because I do think it's probably the biggest key. Number 4, I'm keeping my health goals and why I did this. I'm keeping this in the forefront of my mind. I think before, I get a little busy with life. I was having a good time with my friends and my family, and it just kind of, like I said, I was feeling better. It was easier to get around. I was able to be more active. I just kind of put that whole part of my life in the background and did not put myself and my health up near the front. And for me, it's always been all or nothing. And I'm working on keeping that balance. So that has been very important. The next one has been continuing to eat like a DS person. And that is making sure I hit enough vitamins, making sure that I add enough fat. I know that sounds so weird to be a weight loss person and go, I need to eat more fat. But being a DSer, I malabsorb about 80% of all fat that I eat. So if I don't make sure that I'm eating enough, my hair gets brittle, my skin gets less glowy, those kind of things. So, and this pairs right in with it. I made sure that I did not go back to some of my old eating habits. Now, I'm still a method eater. I still like to do things in a certain way. I still think about food a lot. We call it my big girl brain. Like when we go certain places, I'm like, ooh, that's Legendary Donuts. I just don't have Legendary Donuts. I have it occasionally, very occasionally. It doesn't do great with my stomach, so it's not real often. But before, I'd be like, ooh, this. And for me, fast food has been like a trigger drug. Like, honestly, I mean, I'm like a crackhead with a pipe, I guess. I'm such a drug addict. I don't know. I'm like, is it freebasing it in my arm? Is it? I don't know. I just know that once I start having fast food, it does something chemically to my brain and makes it just absolutely obsess about having it more and more and more. And so I have been very careful and continue to be careful that I have fast, easy foods very rarely. That it's really something that is done occasionally, if really at all, because my body just doesn't do well with it. And I know that about myself. And that is one area that as soon as I kind of went back to how I was eating before, it was just like I said, you could be a drug addict and be sober for a long time. And as soon as you get back in, your body just goes, yeah, bring it. And so I have to be really careful that I don't do that. Number 6, and I might be 6, I might be 7. I renamed them, numbered them, whatever. Anyways, I'm weighing every single day. Now, when I was losing, I only weighed once a week because I know that bodies can flex, go up and down depending on the time of the month. It could be depending on the time of the day. I could have weight fluctuations. However, so I didn't drive myself crazy. I just weighed in every Thursday because Thursday was the day I had my surgery. So that was the day that I weighed in. However, now that I'm on maintenance, because maintenance is something I have never been any good at. I've shared this with you guys. I believe I have lost over 585 pounds in my lifetime. You don't get to do that because you're so good at maintaining. So what I do is I do weigh in every single morning. I just see where I'm at and I feel my body and I see how I'm doing with foods that I'm eating, because I'm not one of those people who goes, I want to eat 2 ounces of food and 4 carrots for the rest of my life. I'm really uninterested in that. Again, I would rather be chubby than have to eat that small. However, what I do try to do is be thoughtful in my eating process. I try to see How does my body do with these foods? If I eat something, especially something new, something I don't eat on a regular basis, I watch the scale the next morning, the morning after, and see, is the scale staying within my 2 pound range? If it pops up, I need to pay attention. If it's something that gives me, I call it gastric distress. Ugh. I have to pay attention to that. Last week, I gave myself the worst bellyache. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Part of it was my girl week, and part of it was I took my little kiddo strawberry picking. It was fantastic. Well, guess what? Ding dong, you can't eat 20 strawberries in a sitting and expect to not have your little shortened guts give you a little trouble. So I have been trying to pay attention. Does that mean I can't eat strawberries? Of course not. That's silly. Should I not probably eat 20 in one sitting? That's probably a pretty good way to look at it. So I'm trying to pay attention to what I'm eating. I have shared this with you guys before. I do very well with potatoes. I have no issue with potatoes. I eat them mashed and fried and lots of different ways. My body does just fine. However, I don't do great with, and corn tortilla products, I do great. Flour tortillas, excuse me 1 second. Flour tortillas, on the other hand, they give me gastric distress. They make me bloat. They make me gassy. I don't feel my best. So guess what? I try not to eat flour tortillas. Now, I went to a party today. They had a tortilla wrapped sandwiches. No one cares what I'm eating. I'm sure they may pay a little bit of attention just because I'm different than I used to be, but no one really cares. They're just eating and they're just hungry too. I took my little tortilla apart, ate the meat and cheese and the lettuce, and ate everything else. Ate all my veggies, had a little bit of fruit, a little bit of crackers. That was about it. It was wonderful. And it's the little things like that that I just try to pay attention so that I feel better tomorrow, so that I weigh better tomorrow, so that I continue to maintain and am able to be strong and healthy. 2 more things. One of them, again, I showed you some pictures earlier. I try to remind myself where I've been. And that goes right into the next one, which is I try to be kind to myself. I try to remind myself how far I've come and how great I have been doing and continue to do. And I make sure that I give myself positive self-talk. You know, I'm not talking about like totally stuck up like, ooh, you're the prettiest girl in the whole world. Not that kind of thing. But when I am getting ready and I look at myself, I try not to be looking critically, like going, oh, my thighs have a dimple here. Big deal. I just go, do I remember what I used to look like? I look pretty darn good. And so those are the kind of things I try to remind myself of and try to be positive, have positive talk, with myself and with my friends as too. And even my husband, my sweet, sweet husband, sometimes he'll say things about himself in kind of a negative way. I'm like, hey, I'd kick anyone's butt who spoke about you like that. I'm gonna kick your butt too if you don't talk nicer about my husband. Because I think he is a really nice looking man and I don't like it when he speaks bad about himself. I do like that he's doing something about it, that he's working out and looking so good and his muscles look so strong. Okay, and what else? Oh, my last one. I think the number one thing that is different this time than last time is that I picked the right tool to help me get to my goal and to hopefully to be able to continue to maintain it. I think the DS has been such a good choice for me and my life and my lifestyle, and just it has been beyond my expectations on helping me get to my goals. In fact, blasted right past them. So those are some of the things that I am thankful for, things that are helping me to be successful, because I absolutely consider this journey a success. If you have any things that you think that are things that are helping you to get to your goal and helping you to maintain if you're at that maintenance phase, or helping you to stay focused. Ooh, one other thing. One more thing. One of the other things that I really love, and this has to do with being plugged into the community, is that I am so happy that I have other friends that are on this same journey, whether you're a VSGer or you're a gastric bypass person, or if you're one of my fellow DSers. we all have so much to learn from one another, and that we're on different paths, and that's okay. I love hearing people who are a little bit farther out from me and how they are continuing to maintain. I'm learning tips and tricks from you. People who are newer than me, oh my goodness, do you re energize me? You make me remember what it felt like to be brand new and fresh and excited and fired up. Because sometimes, you kind of lose a little bit of steam. And just everybody who's in the middle, I watch you, I'm encouraged by you, and I'm so thankful for you. Thankful for you all for joining me on this journey, for including me in your journey, and, just being part of this awesome community. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. I thank you so much for being here, and thank you for my new subscribers. I'm almost at, I think it was 700 or maybe even 800. It was so exciting. I still remember when I first started my channel and I was like, I have 7 subscribers. It's so cool. Anyways, sorry guys. I will let you go. I'll wrap this up, but thank you guys so much. I know I have a Stitch Fix coming tomorrow too. So be prepared for another video in the next couple of days. That's about it. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Bye.